Greetings and welcome to In-Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. The Trinidad and Tobago Association of Local Government Authorities, or TALGA, is having a regional conference, and it is coming up very shortly. Now, we're very happy to be joined by San Juan Laventille Regional Corporation Chairman Anthony Roberts. Now, he joins us to discuss this and a few other issues at hand. Mr. Roberts, how you do, sir?
I am good, by God's grace.
Nowhere else to do it, right? Now, let's start off talking about the conference a little bit. Thank you. What is the aim of this conference?
Well, actually, it is not TTALGA having the conference. It is CALGA. And let me explain a bit.
Please.
TTALGA is the governing body for all local government practitioners in Trinidad. TTALGA is a member of the Caribbean Association of Local Government Authorities, which is CALGA. All right? So TTALGA is part of CALGA. And CALGA has chosen to have this conference in Trinidad. Now, CALGA is an amalgamation of all the associations in countries where you have local government. And possibly I'll go ahead. When I say all the associations, in Jamaica, the association is ALGA-J. That's the local government body. All right? In the Bahamas, it's BALGA. In Trinidad, it's TALGA. All right? So the amalgamation of all these associations form CALGA. And so CALGA will be coming to Trinidad with its member states. And I want to name them.
Please, thank you.
Antigua Barbuda, the Bahamas, Belize, Dominica, Guyana, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Lucia, and Trinidad and Tobago. CALGA is also a member of the Commonwealth Local Government Forum. All right, so that's the Commonwealth body. You had Trinidad, you had CALGA, the Caribbean, and then you have the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth will also be represented at that conference by the Secretary General, who is Miss Lucy Slack. All right, so she will be here as well. The conference, they will be coming in on the 3rd, and the conference will be on the 4th and 5th of May. Right? The 6th is an interesting day because we will have our guests from the region get to know a little bit about Trinidad. And I am saying Trinidad because Tobago have its own arrangements. And we had conversation with them, and we are hoping to have the Deputy Chief Secretary, Ms. Faith, Dr. Faith Israel, to visit as well. But we are firming up that arrangement with her.
But while you're firming up that arrangement, give me a little bit of information about the aim. What are some of the objectives of the conference, Mr. Roberts?
Yes, on the first day is a formal opening, right? And before that, I should tell you what the theme is. The theme of the conference is empowering Caribbean local government for sustainable development. Maybe if I say it a little slower. Empowering Caribbean local government for sustainable development. All right, so that the first day, which is the Thursday, we will have the formal opening where we have asked our local government minister, the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Minister Faris Arwari, we have asked him to come to do the feature address and to declare the conference open. On the afternoon, we are doing institutional strengthening because local government bodies must be in a position to be able to deliver service effectively and efficiently to their burgesses, not only in Trinidad and Tobago or Trinidad, as well, they would want to do so in the Caribbean islands where we have local government. And I say where we have local government because all the islands of the Caribbean don't have local government at this time.
But in terms of speaking of that, though, Mr. Roberts, and I really like the point you raise in terms of being in a position to deliver services. And there is that question or the conversation that comes up sometimes. Even sometimes when local government is in a position to deliver services, individuals don't necessarily approach local government or approach these regional corporations to get it and say, okay, well, no, I need to check my MP. Where do you stand on that? And I'm very happy to speak to you, seeing that you have experience on both sides of the fence.
Yes, I have had experience on both sides as a member of parliament and a local government practitioner. That is indeed a problem for both sides. It's a question of educating people. It's a question of education. Even some of the members of parliament don't understand it. Yeah, so that if we educate the people as to the responsibility of local government, they will know, well, I have to go to my local government representative instead of going to my MP. Because when you go to the MP will come back to the local government representative to ask them to get certain things done. So that is a problem. And I think the only thing could deal with it is to have some education in the community. We are doing that in the municipality that I have responsibilities. We refer to it as a community outreach, where we go into the community and familiarize the members of the community with what the responsibilities of the local government body are, so that they would be able to contact us and to be able to deal with it. Because the central government provides us with funding to be able to provide that service for the people, right? And where it is not clear, and that is why the government of the day is making every effort to find a secure source of funding for local government. And they're using the property tax as a secure source of funding so that local government would be able to discharge their responsibility to the people.
And that leads beautifully into a question looking at empowering Caribbean local government for sustainable development. And sometimes it seems as though power or that automation, that autocratic kind of independence is the word I'm looking for. Independence to be able to serve burgesses, as opposed to saying, okay, well, we're waiting on resources. Sometimes it may even feel as though you're waiting on permission, looking at the fact that there was recently a meeting that for local government bodies to attend, and not everyone did. So being able to have that level of independence, is that one of the things that individuals are looking at, not necessarily regionally, but here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, and it's for this reason the Prime Minister of this country made every effort to pursue the local government reform, where local government bodies will have a little more autonomy in terms of the discharge of their responsibility to the people of this country, We have a critical role and a key role to play in terms of providing that service, because the local government bodies are closer to the people. All right. Maybe we can get into looking at what are some of those responsibilities.
And we'll look at some of those responsibilities as soon as we return from this break. We're speaking with the chairman, Anthony Roberts. Stay with us. We'll return with more. Welcome back. We are speaking with Chairman Anthony Roberts, Chairman of the San Juan Laventille Regional Corporation. And just before we took the break, we were talking about some of those crucial and critical areas of service where local government bodies can address issues that are on the ground, because they are on the ground closer to the people. The ball is in your court, Mr. Roberts.
Thank you very much, Dike, and thanks for the opportunity. One of the first responsibility I would want to touch on is we have responsibilities for minor roads within the country. All the secondary roads are the responsibility of local government. And when I say secondary roads, obviously they are the major roads like the highways, like the Eastern Main Road, the Saddle Road. They run through the municipality of San Juan Laventille, but we don't have responsibility for them. That is the responsibility of the Ministry of Works. The bus route is part of the responsibility of the Ministry of Works. But the other minor or secondary roads within the municipality, which are the majority, they fall under local. All the little roads that will take you directly to your homes, those are the responsibilities for the municipal corporation. Secondly, we have responsibility for the minor drains. The major drains and watercourses are the Ministry of Works. The rivers that go through and some of the main drains within the municipalities, those are for the responsibility of the Ministry of Works. And of course, there must be collaboration. All right. When we talk about flooding, you would hear some of the municipalities, when there's heavy rainfall, they talk about flooding within their community. What we do in San Juan Laventille, we ensure that during the dry season, we collaborate with the Ministry of Works and the major drains in the municipality. We would ensure that they are desilted, right? And we would desilt the minor ones to make sure that we could cope with the rainfalls, right? And then we have responsibility for all the recreational facilities that are not the stadia, right? All the recreation grounds and so that those are the responsibilities of the municipal corporation. We have quite a number of them, between about 28 of them we have responsibility for within the municipality of San Juan Laventille. We have to groom them. We have to keep the grass in a way that is acceptable to the community who would want to use them. The parks within the municipality. We also have responsibility for market facilities within the municipality. We have responsibility for cemeteries. Those are the responsibilities of local government. The sanitation within the municipality, those are the responsibility of local government. Rodent control, all right? We look after rodent control. In San Juan Laventille, we might be the only corporation with a team that would look at the giant African snails. We go around, destroy them, and provide education to our burgesses with respect to the giant African snails. And so these are some of the major responsibility. We assist whenever WASA is unable to satisfy the needs of the community in terms of water. We assist in providing truck-borne water as well to the burgesses in the community. So DK, we do quite a lot, and you would realize that local government has its place in our community as we interact and relate to the burgesses in an effort to try to make them comfortable.
And talking about that interaction, expand on that a little bit, please, Mr. Roberts. And I say that because it seems as though there are many areas that are open for collaboration, but because there is that possibility of collaboration, sometimes it feels as though there's the potential for things to fall through the cracks in terms of like orphan roadways. Somebody says, not mine, this is, no, it's not mine either. And also, who are some of the ways that people are able to hold hand in hand and move together. So I'm sure that dealing with giant African snails, this will be
I,
helping the Ministry of Health, possibly the Ministry of Agriculture. So what are some of the ways that you have those interactions?
Yeah, with respect to the giant African snails, we receive our training from the Ministry of Agriculture. But because of the kind of menace that you find the giant African snails can be within the community, we thought that it is necessary to put a team in place to be able to try to treat with the giant African snails. And we provide that service free of charge to our burgesses in San Juan Laventille. But if we have to make one footstep outside of San Juan Laventille, the citizen of this country will have to contribute financially for the service. But that service is free of charge to members of this municipality. All right. And yes, I agree with you. There must be collaboration, as I indicated earlier on. We have an excellent relationship with the Ministry of Works. And I think the planners of the local government recognize that you must have that kind of relationship because you have a number of agencies that do not fall under local government. And so we have what we call in the legislation of local government, the Regional Coordinating Committee, which meets once a month, where the Ministry of Works, the Drainage Division, the Highways Division, and you find you have T and Tech, you have WASA, and all the other agencies would come together with the corporation to have that collaboration that is necessary. You know, one of the problems, particularly with WASA, some people say that WASA don't like to see a paved road. As soon as the road
whether or not that is the case, Mr. Roberts, we have about 2 minutes more, and there were a few things that I wanted to ask about. One of them is whether or not you foresee, or within the near future, or anytime thereafter, work being able to happen in a bipartisan sort of manner. I know that you are no stranger to representing the people, which sometimes may have you as someone who is not necessarily towing the line, and that could be a good thing as well. But outside of that, that may not be a bad thing, but representing the people that you're supposed to. But what defines success for this conference that is supposed to be happening very shortly? Is it we're going to be seeing something in short timelines? Is it that people have the information? What are these things that will say, yes, it was worth having this conference, it was worth attending it?
Well, information is key. And at every opportunity, we should be sharing experiences and sharing information. And that is what makes these conferences very important, because we all have certain experiences as we go through the experience in local government. And it is necessary to share that experience, because I might have a different approach to someone else in dealing with a particular situation. And we must be able to share it so that we would be able to provide that service to the people.
All right, and with that, we want to thank you very much for giving us some insight into what is going to be happening. The conference is on the 4th and 5th. There's a field trip on the 6th. I'm not sure if you're going to be sharing some of the images so that we can post them as they happen.
Certainly, we would want to invite you. One of our municipalities in Trinidad, the Point Fortin Borough, that is Borough Weekend. And so we are going to visit the borough. On our way, we will stop in Couva Tabakit Municipal Corporation, and we would introduce our guests to some of the industrialization in Couva. And then we are going to take them down to Debe, and that is the Penal Debe Corporation, where we're going to buy some doubles and sahina, and that is referred to it as part of local government, the local economic development, where the small people in the community are given an opportunity to be able to raise some funds from the sales of whatever the product is. All right, so we'll be participating in that. Also, when you get to Point Fortin, because of the activity on Pan and the Move and the Juve and what have you, you would have persons selling food and selling a little tulum here and whatever to be able to raise some funds. And it is critical to give our burgesses that opportunity from time to time, so that our guests from the neighboring islands will have an opportunity to spend an entire day with us on the run, spend some time, listen to some excellent steel band music in Point Fortin, participate and dance because they leave the next day.
Chairman Anthony Roberts, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this. On behalf of the entire TTT News team, I'm Dike Rostant. This has been In Depth with me. Thank you so much for joining us.